Okay, it's that time. I clicked the button. I think it says we're live. All right. Looking at here. Looks like Skull came in early. Welcome in, Curtis. And then Uncle Smiley's Aquariums. Welcome in. I had apparently forgot to make the stream so that it would even show that I was having a stream. And I started setting everything up like, where is that? I'm like, well, there we go. Nobody's going to be here because I didn't make the stream last week or whatever. I think it went last week. Cheryl's here. But that being said, I got it made. I got here on time, barely. And I thank y'all for showing up. And I don't know if y'all can tell by looking at me. Yesterday, spent a good part of the day out with the local club, doing a cookout and going native collecting and that type of stuff. And apparently, as you get older, your skin gets more sensitive to the sunshine, or maybe the sun's gotten harsher since I was a kid. Because used to, I could like play outside all day and not get anything, and now I'm like burnt like a tomato or whatever it is. Whip's here. Welcome in, Whip. And the Flesh Aquatics, welcome in. But so now I'm burnt all over. Well, not all over, but where closest, from my arms and face. And apparently the top of my head doesn't have very much hair on it anymore, and it's that. So I guess I gotta start wearing hats more. There's welcome in Sanders Aquatics. So I learned a lesson there. Next time I go fish collecting, I'm wearing a hat and maybe putting on some sunscreen or something, because it wasn't so bad yesterday, but today I feel it. Just moving and whatever is like, yeah, I'm burnt. But we did find a lot of fish. We had a good time. I'm not really into the whole native stuff, so I don't know what all they are. But I heard them say rainbow darters, green darters, fantail darters. I don't know what all types of shiners. There was some small sunfish and catfish. They even found a little baby turtle and some snakes and crayfish and all kinds of good stuff. But it was a good time. Got to talk to some club members that I don't always get to talk to, don't get to talk to as often. So that was really enjoyable, getting to know people a little closer. Let's see. Cheryl said she shared it out. Thank you. So I made a cheat sheet here of stuff that I want to talk about, because this will probably be my last stream until the Bluegrass Bash. I got family stuff next weekend, and after that is when we start setting everything up for the bash. And that Sunday, the 21st, we're moving stuff into the hotel and starting to set up for it. So I think we're 3 weeks away. Is it 3 weeks? I think. And I'm everything's like getting real and falling into place, and I was excited before, but now I'm like super excited. And so I need to probably look at my cheat sheet here. So the hotel, if you haven't got a hotel room, try like right now, and good luck to you. What I'm being told is there are probably a couple rooms left in our block, but if you don't go through our block, it's sold out. But they're not able to take bookings in any other way except through our block, and that may just be a couple rooms left there. But if you don't want to get a room in that hotel, there are some other hotels like next door and down the street and stuff. If you're like me and you planned your weekend out already of what you're doing on what days and where you're going to be and all that kind of stuff, you might want to relook at the schedule. So after we've printed the name badges and printed the schedule on them and everything, there's been some changes. So if you looked at it a while back, some of the speakers have changed. We had a couple speakers that had to drop off because of conflict of schedule or whatever. They had stuff pop up they didn't know they were going to have, and other things. So had a couple drop off. They couldn't make it, but we picked up a couple in its place. So one of the additions that we got, maybe a month or two ago, I can't read my handwriting. John Krepler, I think his name's Krepler. It's horrible. Can't read my writing. But he's a new addition from the original lineup. He's going to be speaking Saturday on Tanganyika cichlids. And just last night, yesterday maybe or whatever, we finalized that we're going to have Juan Miguel come and speak on Thursday, and he's going to be speaking on Goodeids. So both of those are great speakers. I'm super excited now about the Goodeids talk because, me being live, really into live bears. As far as the fish shows, so the cichlid show is sold out. There's no more spots for entries for it. The awards for the cichlid show have arrived. And I think there's still some spots for the beta show and the live bear show if you want to get on that and show your fish there. Go ahead and book those. And the heads of those shows, the people that are kind of volunteer to organize stuff for those, they'll be reaching out to the people that have booked entered their fish, if they haven't already, just to get more information like species name and that type of stuff. Looking at Chad here, Jeff Kane came in. Welcome, Jeff. And Foxy's Fishes here, listening while doing water changes. Yeah, that's what I was doing earlier, water changes. I'm going down my cheat sheet here of stuff to mention about the Bluegrass Bash, since this will be the last live stream I'll do probably before the bash. I might get to do one like the week of the bash, like before everything kicks off. Let's see, auctions. Auctions is my next category to talk about. So we aren't doing the Sunday auction like they do at some of the others. They're doing the swap meet there, so that's new this year. And then there's name changes on if you've been to the ACA or ALA conventions before, the auctions by certain names where they're changing the names at least this year, maybe in the future. So Friday night at 7, they're having an auction. They're calling the Live Bear Auction. And it used to be called the Goodeids Auction, and then it was the Goodeids and Rare Live Bear Auction. Well, just to make it more encompassing, they're just calling it a Live Bear Auction now. That's always a good time. Lots of rare live bears and Goodeids, and even some not as rare live bears go through. And then Friday night at 10, they're having the auction that they're now calling the ACA Late Night Auction. And it's what we used to call the Babes Auction. And they're calling it the ACA Late Night Auction now because I don't know how familiar you all were with the Babes and stuff, but it was basically like 3 individuals that started it and pulled some other people in. And the best to my understanding, the 3 original people that started it, and I may be completely wrong, and I apologize if I am, but I'm hearing that they won't get to make it because of health issues or other obligations, that type of stuff. So they got stuff going on that they can't make the event, and they didn't feel it was right to call it the Babes auction if the three original Babes weren't there for it. So they just changing the name up a little bit there, but it's going to be the same good time. Something new that we're doing this year. Taking a walk through the hotel, we saw one of the other events was having a midnight pool party. So I thought that was a cool idea. So we're going to have a midnight pool party at from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., midnight to 2 a.m. on Friday night. So after that ACA auction, we'll have a little pool party. And only the bash registered people can get in because the pool's closed at that time. Registration did go up. It was supposed to go up to 85, but we were able to keep it down. Went from 75. It was supposed to go to 85, but we were able to keep it down to $80 when it increased. I talked about the swap meet on Sunday. That's from 11 to 3. Talked about I went native collecting, and the place that I went native collecting was like 30 to 45 minutes away. It's the next county down out in the farmlands. And then if you're driving into the Bluegrass Bash and you come in on I-75, the hotel's right off of I-75, exit 115. Just be aware right through there, they're doing construction. So traffic may be going slow right around the exit, maybe have some cones out or stuff like that. So just be careful if you're driving in on 75, which I think pretty much everybody would be. I saw Skull's comment at the bottom, and I just didn't want to jump to it in case there was another one that I needed to read beforehand, because Curtis is volunteering to throw Skipper in the pool. And that just like, hey, that sounds like a fun time. I personally am not much of a pool person, but I'll probably be there to hang out and talk and stuff, like, like we always do at these convention things. Jeff says he's driving in via Google Maps. Yeah. And I would say it'll probably bring you from the direction you're coming, probably straight in. Either down from Ohio on 75 or through 64 and down on 75. But I mean, the hotel sets, you could, okay, I couldn't because I'm not that strong, but someone could probably throw a rock from the hotel and hit the interstate. Skipper says he's throwing Skull in the river, so it'll equal out. It sounds like a fair deal to me. In the river, in the pool, either way. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time. So Jeff says I'm heading out Tuesday. I'll hit a hotel along the way. So you're leaving your place on Tuesday, stopping for the night somewhere along the route and getting there probably Wednesday, I'm guessing. That sounds good. Anybody that shows up from Monday on, I'll be there. I'll be at the hotel unless I step out to grab something to eat or get bored and run down to Walmart or something, But yeah, I'll be there. And it's like I said, I may end up going live like the Monday or Tuesday or something. Since I'll be there and everybody won't have gotten there yet. Jeff's struggling with the heat already, throwing himself in the river. Yeah, it was like yesterday. It was warm out, but we were in a little shallow creek. At spots that go like up to your knees, but it felt pretty good, the breeze and everything. But apparently the sun was getting me more than I realized. Curtis picking Cheryl up on Wednesday and then heading that way. Sounds good. They've got a few things on Wednesday, and sorry, got a message related to potentially related to the bash. It just probably says that I had a notification. I'm like, do I check or do I wait? I'm gonna wait. And I completely forgot what I was talking about. Oh well. Yeah, we had a good time at the collection, the cookout, and just a few weeks before it gets here, and it's going to be a great time. And one more thing that, whoever you register through, like the ALA, the ACA, IBC, they may reach out trying to get help working their booths and stuff like that, because I got one from the ALA asking for help for working their booth in the vendor room, and I'm thinking they're just sending them out to everybody. They don't realize I'm doing stuff all over the thing. Let's see. Pepper Creek Aquatics came in. Welcome. Cheryl's telling Curtis she'll be ready. And then, I wanted to talk about it a couple times because I made the video a few weeks back, but the video came out yesterday, I believe. I think I've got my ordering right about the squirrel. If you haven't seen the video, it's you can go watch it. But a couple weeks back, a squirrel got into I think they called it a power station or power substation or something like that. And whatever it did, it shut off the power for basically the whole county. So 2 towns and everywhere in between for 12 hours or so. And it killed the power in here. I'm at work, and I think the temperature outside was like 85 degrees that day, and it stays around 80 in here. It's 82 right now. And so I did the little AI thing of typing in what the temperature was outside, the construction of the building, and asking what the temperature here would get to, and it said around 110 degrees. And my brain's like, well, great, I got the backup, I got the generator and stuff. Then it hit me. I have to be here to actually pull the cord on the generator to get the thing going. So when I'm not here, it doesn't do any good. But luckily, I didn't lose everything. Like where this tank here is, there's a 55 in a mirror spot to it on the very back of this rack. And I had it with a starter colony of 201 plecos, the Orinoco peppermints, or whatever the common name is. And I had my big school of Odessa barbs that was going to be going outside the tub. I had some tetras, some loaches. I had that tank well overstocked for what it was, and because it lost the power and it lost the sponge filter bubbling and agitation, and it got so hot in here, it basically ran out of air in the tank, and I lost everything in the tank. So that it hurt. The little 201 plecos weren't the cheapest, and I was looking forward to the Odessa barb project. So, kind of looking at ideas for something. So, first off, I'm not going to overstock tank. I say that I probably will, but I'm going to try my best not to overstock tanks like that anymore. But I'm looking for other ideas of what can maybe kick the air pumps on automatically if they lose power, and not may not have to be here because, like, say I went to a convention and the power goes out, and I'm not here to kick all my backups. So I'm looking like I looked at like this thing here, label. I don't know, take the label off. Oh, it's not a manufacturer label. It's somebody else's name. I was doing something with it. Like these aquarium co-op air pumps that they plug in and have battery backup on it. That if they lose power, they just keep running for a little bit. But I started thinking for the whole fish room, that could get pricey. I've got 40 or so tanks in here, and for a single outlet, these are like I think like $30 or $39. So that's one option. I also thought about the power banks or whatever that you get larger that like people would take for camping and all that kind of stuff. So that's an idea. So I'm looking at ideas there of what to do there. But having backups for my backups and all that. But luckily that was all I lost was that tank and then my fry trays. I've got 3 trays with fry seal in them. I thought I lost all of them. Then I thought it was 2 that I had left, and I saw a fry in one of the other tank and one of the other trays. So I've got 3 trays that are doing good. So I guess that's good news. And Jeff's anxiety about the trip is already through the roof. Is it anxiety about driving or just going somewhere, or is it about the temperature? I have missed, like, I got a stack of totes and air pump and air lights and stuff that I take to conventions and events and stuff like that. And apparently I pulled out all of my heaters in there. I'm guessing during the winter storm or whatever, I don't know. But I don't know where my heaters went, so I'm going to have to order new little heaters for everything. And I thought about just cranking my hotel room up to like 80 degrees, but I want to get a little sleep. Hecklin's potting something up. I guess Jeff and Pepler are talking about something. I missed it. Fish Fam Link showed up. Aquafunk's here. Wow, I'm honored. Welcome in, Aquafunk. Jeff says the anxiety is the drive there, back, surviving the temperatures. Yeah, and I guess I'm a little weird. I like driving to events and stuff. But then again, when they asked me, when my club's talking about hosting this event, they asked which town in Kentucky we wanted to do. And I picked the town that was closer to my house. So it's okay, to sometimes not have to drive as far. But yeah, some of the people in the local club, they're like, oh, it's only half an hour. It's only 45 minutes from my house. I'm not getting a room. I'm driving home every day. I'm like, not me. I've been to these things. I know I stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and then try to get up at 8 o'clock and go. And I run myself too ragged. And I feel horrible. Like at last year's Keystone Clash, I stayed up till 4:30 in the morning talking about. I think it was talking about rice fish last thing, and then I get up to go to the auction, and I go in and sit down on the auction, and the whole room just starts spinning, warping around, and I'm like, "Yay! I can't do this." So I had to go take a nap and I missed out on the auction because I was just like so out of it. I see Aquafunk says this is the first time I ever came across you while you was live. Yeah, I'm trying to do as many uh, Sundays at 6 as I can. But stuff happens. I'll end up having to have a meeting or a family something happened, and I miss a few. But I'm trying to really stick with it now. I enjoy doing the lives. I have anxiety building up to when I'm going live. I'm like, oh, nobody's going to show up, and showing me there rambling to the camera and not knowing what to talk about. But you all never fail me. There's always folks in here to talk to, and it's really enjoyable. And then it gets to the time for me to stop. Like, oh man, I really want to keep going, but I've got other stuff I got to get done before work early in the morning. Peplin says these 80s are a bit too much for me already. I've been outside every day. Got a nice trucker tan. Yeah, I'm guessing my sunburn's going to turn into a tan. I broke my weed eater earlier in the week. Somehow I was weed eating and the whole head sheared off. So got another one, and the plan was to go weed eat today, but after I sunburnt myself yesterday, I could not be in the sun. MC Aquatics is here. Welcome in. Welcome in. Skull says over 100 here all summer. The humidity might get me though. Yeah, the humidity is what's the rough part. Skull says the auction room is way too crowded and hot. Was it an auction today or last night? I'm realizing I missed like all of the live streams and stuff this weekend. I don't know where the weekend went. I mean, I was in the creek yesterday, so I guess that's where it went. But yeah, I was told at the native collecting event that I need to start wearing hats. That I'm old enough, it's okay to start wearing hats. And I'm like, okay, I guess I need to. And then I started like joking around. I was like, can I get a top hat? How about a 1920s or 30s pinstripe fedora? Now Peplin and Jeff are talking about a cookout. Sounds good. Hopefully, I'll get to make it up that way next year. I don't know what days I'll get to get off work next year, but I'm already looking at the calendar like, okay, if something happens around this weekend and I can get off that weekend. Skull says a big safari hat, like one of the helmet ones that are like tan and hoop up real high, maybe, or the what they call them, like the boonie hats. My girlfriend wanted to take me out and buy hats. I'm like, my head's too big. It doesn't fit in hats. It's like I got one of the Tennessee Fish Mafia hats, and I think I need like an extension or something in the back just to make it fit my head. That even on the farthest out snap or whatever, it barely goes on. I got one of those big heads like the cartoons where show the kids with like huge heads. That's me. Aquafont says get a pink knit hat like Jeffy got. Now that's an option, I guess. I told my daughter I wanted to get a black cowboy hat because that's what all the bad guys wear in the westerns. And she she said I could get a black cowboy hat because I would like burn up. Let's see. Yeah, and Jeff says that he'll make new dates for next year at this year's cookout. But I am so forgetful that, like, I know you all told me like something's going on in Florida on this date next year, and something's going on in Pennsylvania on this date next year, and I don't remember. I do good to remember my own name. I think I had that conversation with somebody before too. Big Steve, welcome in. Oh, Jeff's fishing hat. Okay, yeah. Funk's got some cool hats too, you know. So I put cherry barbs outside of my tub or in one of the tubs outside. And I don't know if they're hiding in the corners or they're under rocks. Or I look at the tub and I see no fish. And I was thinking, looking over this tank over here, luckily I saved back some. I don't like put all of that species in the tub in case they jumped out or got eaten or something. That I do have. Uh, it looks like 4 females and excuse me, at least 1 male in this tank over here still. I haven't ever put cherry barbs outside, but I figured I would try it. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jeff. I need to figure out how to use my phone better for reminders and stuff. Jeff says uh, that's why our phones have calendars with reminders built in. Yeah, I never think to put stuff in my phone for reminders or stuff. I might put it like in the notes section and then completely forget that I got it in the notes, and then go back like a year later, like, what is this talking about? Annuities and remind this or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what I was even talking about. And then I had an alarm go off yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It might have been this morning. Like, why is their alarm going off? I had to remember something, but I don't remember what it was. I don't know. The whole hat thing. I don't know. Um, I overthink it too much. I wear a hat for work because they make me. But other than that, I normally don't wear hats. But I buy them. I might wear one every now and then. But I start overthinking of like, this has this sports team logo on it, and I don't follow sports, so I probably shouldn't wear that sports team logo because somebody's going to ask me a question about how many touchdowns they got the last game, and I don't even know who they played or something. Hey, Funk, are you coming up to the Bluegrass Bash? You ought to. That'll be a good time. You and Jeff and Curtis all hanging out together. It'll be good to run into everybody again. Um, I'm glad we got the Instagram chat to be able to coordinate and say, where is everybody? I think at the Keystone Clash, I had to try to figure out how to use the Discord long enough to ask somebody where the food trucks were because I'd walked around the building the wrong way and ended up walking all the way around to find the thing. Yeah, I like the fish events, so kind of looking forward to like next year when hopefully I can go to more of them. The Bluegrass Bash is taking up most of my vacation days. I'm trying to figure out how to squeeze out a really short trip up to the OCA Extravaganza in November, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to swing that one or not. Skull says if anyone wants to join the Instagram chat, let him know and we'll add you. Funk can't make it to the Bluegrass Bash because he's got too many restraining orders out. I guess I could understand that. You know, if you heard my story about the squirrel earlier, that may have scared you away. I didn't mean to. I don't think that squirrel's gonna be causing any more trouble though. And I don't understand how a single squirrel could shut down the power for 2 towns and all the rural countryside in between. And it take 3 fire departments to get it under control and get the power back on 12 hours later. But I wish there was video of that thing. You know, that had to be like a huge fire if it's like 3 fire departments battling it for however long. Oh, Funk's ankle bracelet. Ankle bracelets can keep you close to home. They're yeah, they can do that. There's another project that I've got going on that I want to talk about, but its video doesn't come out for a week or 2, I think. So I gotta hold on that. But I had black Moscow guppies up in this tank up here with a histogramma something another, starts with a B, the Inca histogramma, and could not figure out why they wouldn't have why the black Moscow guppies wouldn't have babies for me. And then it clicked in my head. They're in with cichlids. So they're probably having babies, but you know, the pistogrammas are eating them before they are seen by me. So I got those moved out to a different tank. They're in with some of my super red grow outs. So hopefully I'll get to see some black Moscow babies from those. And I just moved some rice fish in there for some other fish. They were going to go outside, but after the cherry barbs disappearing, I don't know. We'll keep them inside for a while. Because I was planning on doing my tubs a lot differently, but I didn't get them built up as well as what I wanted to. I wanted to put like wood frames around them and all that, but I just kind of set them out there and put an air pump on them and are letting them run right now. Put some guppies out. I was planning on getting like plants for them, but everywhere I've went has been, you know, hasn't had the water lettuce or water hyacinth or whatever it's called. And I find it every year, but this year just, I guess there's a shortage or something in my area. But it's a start. You know, I've got the tubs, I've got the water, I've got the pump out there figured out. I can improve for next year. And a few of the tubs that I've got there are doing really good. A few of the tubs I've got there, I can't see any fish in them. So, you know, we'll find out towards the fall, I guess, of what's actually in there, what makes it and what breeds and stuff. I put some different size gravels and rocks and stones and stuff in the bottom for my egg scatters to help with help with the fry, letting them be able to hide and stuff. And I'm looking at other swaps that are happening after the Bluegrass Bash. I don't know if I'm going to take any fish to the Bluegrass Bash, or if I'm just going to like be buying stuff. I'm getting all my tubs ready with the tubs I want to have in the hotel room to put stuff in that I buy. So getting all that ready. I'm like debating, do I want to take anything to sell, or am I going to just buy stuff? And then looking forward to stuff that's coming up, like the Chattanooga swap's happening. But I'm going to have to end up missing that. I'm going to be doing other family related stuff for that one. And then after that, the Indianapolis Club is having a swap in, I think, middle or late August. Are we already getting to August? Wow. I guess it's getting towards the fall season. So that it'll pick back up in August. And then in September and October is usually when the fall swaps happen. It just, the year flies by when you got events and stuff happening and keeping you at work all the time, trying to watch more videos and stuff, and I get realizing I'm even farther behind. Got a little Cory catfish just zooming back and forth in this tank and catching my attention. But yeah, I was gonna like pull up a map of the hotel to show where different things are going to be for the Bluegrass Bash, because we kind of drew it out and stuff. And I think I shared it in the Instagram chat. But apparently, streaming off of the phone, StreamYard doesn't allow you to share screens or stuff like that. So I didn't want to go dig out a computer and try to figure out how to hook that up to everything, since I don't normally use a computer. Well, I use one at work, but not at home. And so maybe when I'm at the hotel, I can get that all done. And the map that I shared on the Instagram one, I don't remember if it's like for Saturday night or Friday night or whatever, but it's for one day. Because like when drawing the stuff out of where stuff's going to be, they said, okay, this is what's going to look like on Thursday. This is what's going to look like on Friday. This is what's going to look like on Saturday. And the one that I shared pretty much showed everything, like the auctions and the banquet and where that stuff's going to be. They're not going to like move the speakers from this room to that room to that room. It's in one area. And since they're not doing like they did the Triple Crown, having speakers overlap, it's speakers are all going to be in one room. You don't have to worry about, do you have to miss one to see the other one? Cheryl's got to get with Jeff to see what he wants for preparations for transport. Yeah. Yeah, this week and next week, I gotta get all my stuff together and plan what I'm doing. And Peplin asked if that's an Otter Creek shirt. It is. I had like 10 people ask me about this shirt today. It's the Otter Creek Aquatics. Can't really see it from where I'm sitting or wherever. But I was thinking, the other day, about the people that have like kind of stopped YouTube that was around back then and even before. And Kendall, the guy that was Otter Creek Aquatics, he last I heard he switched jobs and was taking on more family responsibility, that he had to spend more time with his family, or not that he had to, but he chose to spend more time with his family. And and his work schedule changed and stuff like that. So he didn't have the time to dedicate to the YouTube and the fish. So I haven't heard if he's still keeping fish, but um, I see him post stuff on Facebook now and then, pictures of his kids and stuff. And um, no, it'd be good to see him on YouTube again. But there's a lot of the folks from back in the day that I'd like to see on YouTube again. That I understand though that life changes the way we look at stuff and our priorities change, and we don't have time for this or that. I've been doing this for 14 years now, and I quit for a while about 6 years ago, and I've taken a few 6-month breaks here and there, but it's I mean, you got to do what you enjoy. If it's not something that you enjoy doing and it becomes a chore, then I can understand getting out of it. I enjoy the streams. I enjoy the videos. Some days the videos seem like a chore that I have I have to get a video out, but that's why I've started filming them ahead and having them scheduled out and having a couple evergreen type videos in the buffer so that if I can't get a video made that week, it's not the end of the world. I won't miss that week. I'll just put the evergreen one of my 5 favorite fish foods or whatever, because it's not tied to this happened to me yesterday or something. So that's helped with my stress of can I get a video out, can I not? And with the whole streaming thing, I wanted to stream, but I was overthinking stuff what if I can't get there at that time? What if my shirt isn't just right and it's wrinkled in the wrong spot, or if my hair's messed up, or if this or if that? And I'm just doing it. If I gotta miss a stream, I gotta miss a stream. But the more that I do, the better. It's missing one and doing 5 is still more enjoyable to me than missing 6 and not doing any. Jeff should be able to do kayak streams soon-ish. I love watching kayak streams. I watch kayak videos and all that fishing from kayaks and all that. And it makes me think, oh, I want to go out and catch a giant catfish off of a kayak. And now reality hits me, says, I don't. I like fishing, but I like bank fishing. That's what really appeals to me. I get out on the kayak and have fun for a few minutes, and then it's all right, I'm not having fun doing this. Or I'll get out on a boat fishing, and it's good for a few minutes, and then I'm no, I'd rather be on the bank fishing. And I don't know why, it's just a personal preference. Peplin's asking, I got lost in the comments. Peplin's asking if Jeff's going to have room for the kayak in the fish room. Well, it depends. You get creative with your spaces. I think Curtis says in the bathtub with a green screen. Oh, is that the streams of kayaking? It's going to have a green screen back there showing the lake or whatever. I still haven't figured out green. I did one video with the green screen, and it just I don't know. I haven't figured them all out yet. Joy of fish keeping. Welcome in. Welcome in. Aquafunk says he only watches Jeff's boat streams, hoping that he falls in. That would make him so happy. And I totally get that. Like, I love watching people's streams when they're doing water changes. And I don't remember who it was. Somebody would always do a stream while they're doing water changes, and we'd always like try to distract them and try to get them to overflow tanks. And it's mischievous of us, I guess, but it's all in fun. And I enjoy watching those and having overflowed multiple tanks myself. I know the pain of it, but still, it's fun to watch that type of thing. Jeff's not a green screen fan, but he understands their use. I understand the concept behind green screen, how to actually do it. I've tried it, and I got that one that you could really tell it was a green screen, but I kind of figured out how to do it. But I wanted to play around with it more and become better at this whole technology stuff of people introducing animations in with their videos and the green screen behind them, and how like Sean Peck used to do the clone thing with he had multiples of himself. That's cool. I'm doing good to figure out how to read chat while I'm streaming. I think that's Curtis says Jeff Rose used to do the water changes all the time. I think that's who I was thinking of. Like, he had like water change Wednesday or something like that. That he would water change and while he was streaming, and we'd always try to get him to overflow. And I'm pretty sure he came back and started videoing and streaming and stuff again. I need to look back because I don't remember seeing anything recently, but I've been so covered up with club meetings and prepping and prepping for the bash and work and everything that I've missed a ton of videos and streams and stuff. And like I'll tune in to get on a stream and I'll turn it on and I'm like, oh, they went off 5 seconds ago. Big J, yeah, I remember Big J doing streams all the time. I remember he had he did a tour of his tubs he had outside. He had everything up there. He had buckets with fish in it. He had styrofoam coolers with fish in it. You guys that live down south where it's warm enough year round to have fish outside year round, that part of being in that area you're lucky. I'm not as like the guys that are up north and stuff that like the cool weather. I like cool weather a little bit. Keep all the snow and stuff that you want. I don't like the snow and the ice and all that. But I like the mix. I like it to be cool, but I like it to be warm to have my fish outside. So I guess right here where I am is like the perfect spot for me. I don't know. But at times I like to be able to keep fish outside all year round. Sean Peck's the clone master. Yeah. And there's days I wish I could clone myself for real. Send one of them to work and I can be out here taking care of fish and really enjoying them. Jeff likes the 70s. I like to sleep in the mid 60s, and then when I'm outside doing stuff, probably upper 70s to low 80s. Like it's 82 in here right now, and I'm okay. I feel a little warm, but I think that's partly because of my sunburn. Cheryl says she wishes she could keep fish outside year round, but that's not possible in MO, Missouri. I used to know all my state abbreviations and capitals and all of that, but one of those things you don't use it, you lose it. The 70s were better than the 90s. We're talking temperatures or years? Years wise, I think they both have their benefits and they both have their downsides. Temperature wise, I guess I could say the same thing. I would prefer to be outside in the 70s probably than the 90s, but there's days that I would prefer to be outside in the 90s than the 70s. Like if it's raining, I'd rather be outside in the rain in the 90s than outside in the rain in the 70s. Jeff says that if he's going to be working outside, he prefers the 50s and 60s. And I guess for me, it would depend on how much of that, what they call it, the gray fat or whatever, that I have at the time. Because in the wintertime, if it's 60 working outside, I'm breaking a sweat. Through like now, if it's 60 outside, I'm gonna go get a sweatshirt. And Jose asked, "What state am I in?" I am in. I had a little thought there, like, wonder which state he's thinking about: mental state, physical state, geographical state. But I'm in Kentucky. I'm here, south of Lexington, and my club here in the state is one of the ones putting on the Bluegrass Bash convention that folks have been talking about that we're getting ready for in a couple weeks. Yeah, I agree, Cheryl. 70s are good. 80s are okay, but you gotta stay hydrated. It's tolerable. Yeah, it and I guess it depends on what I'm doing and stuff too. Like 80s are nice. If there's no breeze and I'm working hard outside, I'd prefer it to be 70s. But if there's a good breeze and I'm not working real hard, that's great. Mental state? Oh, okay. Well, the jury's still out on that. And state of confusion? Always. I'm always confused, always lost. Never know what I'm doing. I was having a conversation with a lady yesterday at the Fish Club event, and apparently my true colors showed through, and she just stopped and goes, "You've got ADD, don't you?" I'm like, they say I got a lot of stuff, but when they started like spouting out letters and stuff, that's when I quit going to all the people with letters after their names. Elite Menagerie Habitat. Okay, so I say habitats, and I think maybe it's not habitats. Just dropping in and going to listen to the stream on my way home. Also wanted to say I'm really sorry to hear about the 201s. Yeah, and the irony of it, I lost the 201s, and then it was either like the week before, the week after, right along that same time period. I had another tank in the house, which I said I was going to have tanks in the house, but I had 181s in there that I was getting ready to set them all up to breed, stuff like that. And that tank crashed and lost them too. But thank you for dropping in. Drive safe. That's what I do with a lot of, I'll put stuff on as I'm driving, a stream replay or videos and stuff. People think I'm weird that I listen to YouTube as I drive. Yeah, staying hydrated is key. Jeff turning into liquidy mess at 82. Got to keep liquids in you. Jose's leaving work too. I don't want to go to work. I never want to go to work. But after a weekend and knowing that I go to work, get up at 3 and go to work, I really dread it on Sunday nights. But that's why I end the stream at 7, because then I have to start prepping myself mentally and everything, getting everything ready to take to work tomorrow morning. And speaking of 7, there it is. So let's see. Read the last couple of chats here, and then I've got to go. Steven said it best. I'll spend 20 minutes looking for a video for a 10-minute drive. Been there, done that. And Jeff's liquids, I'm assuming he's talking about liquids, came out as fast as he's put them in. Yeah, just keep at it. But thanks everybody for stopping in and supporting and watching. And I won't be able to stream the next. I might be able to get one in on the 21st. We're supposed to be setting up the hotel and stuff, but if everybody gets tired and quits before 6, I'll throw one out, but it'll probably be like last minute. But I might be able to go that Monday or something. But if not, see everybody at the Bluegrass Bash and in other streams of stuff. So we'll see you later. Thanks.